Hey everyone, Melissa here and welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with a layout for the Hip Kit Club, and this is for main kit only Thursday. Was it last week or the week before? You wouldn't have seen it here on YouTube because I gave myself a break just due to being so sick and not being able to talk well and coughing all the time. It was just too hard for me to do voiceovers. So I gave myself a little break, but I'm back. But my last layout, not the one you've just seen, but the one before that, was for main or pocket life kit only. I did pocket life. So I'm going back to the main kit. This is the beautiful July 2021 hip kit. It's summer themed and it's amazing. I'm sorry, that's my cat in the background. If it's not my kids, it's my cats scratching. Anyway, like I said, I've gone back to the main kit. So this is my first layout with this beautiful kit. I adore this paper, and so I'm thinking of using some of this. I've also pulled out the beautiful floral, and I think I'm going to hand stitch around some of these. Also pulled out just a few bits and pieces. I'm not really sure if I'll use these or not. These are just the papers that have spoken to me for this layout. This piece of cardstock as well. It is called Mango. We ate some mango yesterday and it was delicious. We're in winter here. This is a summer themed kit. Embellishments, I've got the ephemera. I think I've just pulled everything from the main kit. Acetate mandalas, these beautiful puffy titles, the border strips, and the puffy alpha. And the photo that I've pulled out is this beautiful sunrise photo. And where we live now, this little, I wouldn't even call it a town, it's like a little village, but the beach is about 10 minutes from where we live. And so our ultimate dream is to be able to live at this beach or further round. Anyway, I took this photo last time we were here, before we moved over here. And although it's a winter photo, I just think it works really well with the colours in this beautiful kit. And yeah, I was looking at these and I thought the best sunrise would be a great title for this photo. So that is my plan, and I'm going to get started. So I am just absolutely in love with this paper. It is so beautiful. It's got this tie-dyed pattern on the back, but I just love the colours and tones in this, and I had to feature it. So this is basically my go-to design, which is a horizontal design where I feature one paper. And so my design team brief or assignment was to use white cardstock as the background, but we were also told that if we wanted to, we could use one of the paler, I guess, repeating pattern designs. And so I've gone with that white pattern with, reminds me of a spirograph pattern, if you remember, if you're old enough to remember that toy that we used to play with, but it reminds me of that. And it was a toy that made a pattern and you'd put a pen or a pencil into this circular thing. Anyway, it's hard to explain, but Google it if you want. But you made these patterns, and this would have been an extreme version of that because it made like a mandala pattern, but that's what that white paper reminds me of. So I'm using some of these border strips and I love them so much. They're cardstock weight and they're lovely. They are not the full 12 by 12, but if you want to stretch them out, you can do what I've done and cut them in half and put your photo or your elements on top, and you'd never know that they weren't 12 by 12. So you can definitely make them work for your design. Wish that I could be one of those people that I used to be, but now I have to measure things and make sure they're straight. So I've pulled my ruler out just to make sure the two pieces were lined up. And then I have selected this other very subtle kind of geometric, not even geometric, I guess it is, background, just for some interest behind my photo. And I use that orange kind of like a mango, I think it is, cardstock to back my photo, just to really help pull out the colour of that beautiful sunrise. And so this was one Sunday morning. We had come over to Balclutha. Sean was preaching, so we knew we were coming to be their pastors, but we hadn't actually moved here yet. And him and I stayed in an Airbnb in Kaka Point, which is this beautiful beach. And I can't remember if I scrapped anything with a video about Kaka Point, but if you look at my Instagram, you'll be able to see more photos. And if you follow my personal Instagram, which is Melissa Jane Vining, you'll be able to see more about our little family journey over here. So then I wanted to add some stitching, and my machine is snagged and I'd say broken at the moment. I need to fix it. So all my stitching in the next few layouts will be hand stitching, which I love. And one thing I love to do, I guess inspired by Paige Evans, is to hand stitch around features on a pattern paper. So this beautiful floral with big florals and small florals was perfect. I selected 3 of the larger florals, and I've just gone into my somewhat messy stash of threads and just pulled out corresponding colours. Now these colours are not perfect, they're not a perfect match, but they're as close as I can get. And I've just pierced my holes. It's not perfect, it's not even, it doesn't bother me, it has that handmade look that I love, and I've stitched them. So I'm just showing you how I've done part of the first one, and then here they all are. And the trick is to fussy cut them once you've stitched, and that way you leave yourself enough room to be able to stitch. So here are the 3 flowers. I could have done more, but I really just wanted to feature the 3. I love also that flowers and elements that go off the page on the pattern paper can be used off the page on your layout. So that large orange flower was either going to be at the top or bottom of my layout. So going ahead now and working out where to stick my photo. I didn't measure, it's probably not even perfectly centered. That doesn't bother me, it all works. I say this so many times, no one's going to look at through your album and look at a layout and go, hey, why is that not centered? Like, they're looking at the whole, not the individual pieces. So I was going through these borders again because I wanted another one just to place under my photo, and I've trimmed that out and tucked it under that flower, and it looks really, really cute. Quite subtle, which is what I'm wanting. So often when I'm creating, and normally it's a mixed media page where I have this sort of thought, but I do wonder, is it going to come together? And I definitely had that thought and feeling with this page as I looked at it. And the thing is, it always comes together for me once I really get into adding my embellishment. So these are the acetate mandalas. I'm using them like doilies, so very subtle. I've just cut some of them in half, adding a little bit of glue where you're not going to see it, and tucking them under various parts of my page. So looking at the layout from here, you can't see them in great detail, but they are definitely there. Now, I had to use this puffy title as the start of my title the best, and I love the colours in it because it just complements the pink in the paper, and it goes so well with the orange in my sunrise and also on my flowers. So I just cut the acetate piece that it's on, I cut it off there so that I could move it around. I used to have this thing where I didn't want to cut anything up, but it's definitely the best way to go if you don't know where you want to put your title. So just going through the ephemera pieces now and wanting to pull ones that are going to work. So anything with a sunshine. I'm not sure if I used any about the beach, but this is a summer kit and this is a winter photo. So I want to avoid everything that says summer, and there's a lot of summer themed pieces in this kit. Yeah, I love it when I limit myself to the main kit only, because it just takes away that whole not confusion, but overwhelmed feeling of what am I going to use. And it also makes me look at my papers and fussy cut them and make my own embellishments. So if you're someone that only gets the main kit, definitely don't feel like you're restricted. If you look at your papers, there's always at least 1 or 2 papers that can be fussy cut. And that's what I love about these beautiful kits. And I especially love that we get lots of exclusive products. So here, ephemera pieces can be quite flat because they are cardstock, so you want to add dimension by using dimensional adhesive. You could either get pop dots like I've got, and you can also get really cheap craft foam. So by having that dimension, it just gives some shading and provides a lot of interest on my page. So there's a few phrases here that are going to work quite well as well. Obviously they don't have the word summer in them. I found these birds that I thought went well for a beach layout. Let's go, because it was the beginning of the day and let's get into the day. Yeah, I'm just placing bits and pieces until I'm happy. Now, if I were to use the whole of all of the kits because I have all of the kits, if I had free reign and used all of them, I would add a lot more puffy stickers and probably smaller embellishments, but I can't because I'm limited to the main kit only. So yeah, I just use what I've got. So building 3 main areas of embellishment, and then you'll see soon I'll add my title, or finish my title off, and then when I add my journaling, it helps pull the eye from the top of the page down through the photo to my journaling. Now these alphas are absolutely gorgeous. They've got beautiful detailing on them. The colour is just stunning, and of course, because it's all exclusive, and because these kits, even if they're not exclusive, they're designed to coordinate together. Kimberly is amazing at that, and so everything just goes together so well. So here, what am I doing? Oh, adding the hearts up on pop dots. With those birds, I have put liquid adhesive through the centre of them and lifted up their wings just like I would do with moths or butterflies, just to give them a bit of movement. So I needed something else to go up in this cluster. I found this kind of star-like embellishment. I thought it went quite well up there. I am trying to avoid having too many mandalas, or I'm trying to keep it really themed, I guess. Although I'm not a themey scrapbooker, I am trying to keep it beach kind of themed. So just adding my journaling, probably saying what I've already said to you about why we're there and getting up early and capturing that sunrise. I love doing that. I have put the wrong date on this. I think I put July, and it was probably, was it July? June maybe, but anyway, I'll go back and fix that. So here are some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this process video, and now that I'm feeling a lot better, I'll definitely be back making layouts more regularly. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in getting a kit, make sure you head on over to the website, which I've linked below. Take care, everyone.